Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, I had a voice radio, so today I'm going to be sharing with you some very exciting new news. Now, I don't always show you new products that are coming out on this particular channel, because they're not always particularly relevant, but ladies and gentlemen, today they are. Essentially, it's going to be easier to get some of the cards we really want in the future. So in October, we are getting the mysterious power tins. Now, we get 2 to 3 tins a couple of times a year. Most recently, we got Tapu Bulu and Tapu Koko tins. And everyone was sad that we didn't get Tapu Lele. Well, the new tins are now confirmed to be including Ho-Oh GX, Marshadow GX, and Necrozma GX. And as far as these selections go, I'm fairly happy with this. I mean, the biggest one of the bunch is Marshadow. Now, I've done videos on all of these Pokemon. Check out the links in the description. But Marshadow is especially good because of the ability Shadow Hunt. It means that you can use the attacks of any basic Pokemon in the discard pile as your own, with the correct amount of energy. What that means is that Marshadow can become any other Pokemon with an admittedly low HP, but hitting for fighting weakness. Playing a Lapras deck, throw some water energy on Marshadow and hit with him. Playing a Drampa deck, throw a double colourless and a regular energy on Marshadow and hit with him. You're hitting for weakness against things like Drampa and Darkrai, both of which are looking to be very popular once Burning Shadows, the upcoming set, is released. We're also getting Ho-Oh GX. The main selling point of Ho-Oh GX is the GX attack Eternal Light. Put 3 in combination of Fire, EX and GX from your discard pile onto your bench. This means that things like Charizard GX and Incineroar GX can be put straight onto your bench from your discard pile without having to evolve up the traditional way. Although do remember that if you use Ho-Oh's GX attack to get these Pokemon out, you then cannot use the GX attack of these Pokemon. In my video on Ho-Oh, I basically said that maybe in expanded with cards like Blacksmith and Battle Compressor this could work, but probably a little bit expensive. And the wild card in the bunch, Necrozma GX. Now, Necrozma has got a really good ability to prevent damage done by colourless Pokemon. Yay, take that Mega Rayquaza, which is going to be rotated out by the time it's released anyway. But what I really like about Necrozma is the GX attack Black Ray GX. 100 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon EX and Pokemon GX for free colourless energy. Now this can be used in a whole bunch of decks. So let's say for argument's sake you're playing a Vikavolt deck. Well, you can use Strong Charge, attach a third energy, and off you go with Black Ray. But my very favourite use for Necrozma GX is with the promo Tapu Koko. See, for a double colourless energy, you're doing 20 damage to all of your opponent's Pokemon. And of course, you got free retreat, which is nothing to sniff at. So you sit there doing a whole bunch of damage with Tapu Koko, having a good time, enjoying yourself. Then you play a Ninja Boy to switch into Necrozma, as they're both basic Pokemon, add a third energy, and then use Black Ray GX. I am a really big fan of Necrozma as a tech in a whole bunch of decks. And I love that it's coming out in tins. Now, in terms of Ho-Oh, I think we've got huge potential, but if you ask me honestly, I don't think it's going to see a huge amount of play. Marshadow, I think, is going to be a brilliant tech in a whole bunch of decks. I think it's going to see a great amount of play. And I think Necrozma is going to be a really good tech in the same way that Tauros GX is a really good tech. And in fact, they both are arguably better after using Ninja Boy. So, how much do I like these Mysterious Power Tins? I quite like them. They're not amazing. Now, of course, there are some other GXs coming out in Burning Shadows that maybe we would want more than these. You could make the argument that Darkrai GX would be a better option. He's got the ability that if he's in a discard pile, you get to just put him onto your bench and attach a Dark from your discard. And of course, this is going to be really, really good when you combine it with the Darkrai from Breakpoint that does more damage depending on how much dark energy is on the field. because of course this gets Dark Energy on the field, so maybe Darkrai would have been a better option. Personally, I'm a huge fan of Gardevoir GX. Gardevoir GX has got an ability that allows you to attach an extra Fairy Energy per turn, as well as an attack that does, well, for a minimum of 1 Fairy Energy, 30 damage times the amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon. Maybe they would be better options, but here's the deal. These are quite playable Pokemon, ladies and gentlemen. These are pretty good Pokemon, and I quite like them as tins. Now, one I would really like to be seeing in a tin is Golisopod GX. More on him in a moment. I mean, to be honest, the one thing that really surprises me here, how is Charizard GX not coming in a tin? The dude always comes in promotional products. Maybe they're trying to sell the set. And speaking of trying to sell the set, anyone sitting there wondering, why isn't Tapu Lele coming in a tin? You know what? Same reason Shaymin EX never came in a tin. Pokemon wants to sell packs of Guardians Rising. When we're opening packs of Guardians Rising, what do we want to find? We want to find a Tapu Lele GX. So why would Pokemon release Tapu Lele in a tin when that would then stop people buying packs of Guardians Rising? The answer is they wouldn't. But props to Pokemon here, because Marshadow's really good and the Crozma's a pretty good tech. The other set I want to talk about, which has just been revealed, is the Team Skull Pin Collection Box, coming out on October the 20th. Now, this is going to be coming with a whole heap of stuff. But most importantly, it's going to be coming with a Team Skull pin badge, and long-time listeners of my podcast PTCGRadio, see where I got the name, will know that I love me these pins. But what's really exciting is that Salazzle GX and Golisopod GX are coming in this set as well. Quite possibly with alternate artwork. That's what I should have mentioned a moment ago with the tins. Generally, when these cards get reprinted in tins, boxes, etc., they usually come with alternate artwork. I can't guarantee that right now, but I think it's quite likely. Now, as for Salazzle GX, meh. There's really not a huge amount I like about this, to be perfectly honest. I mean, the GX attack for 2 Fire Energy discards all energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Maybe if we were still playing in the days of Primal Groudon, where the whole aim of that deck was to get 4 energy on the active, maybe this would be good. And don't forget that you can combine this with the Salazzle from Guardians Rising and that really good ability that automatically burns and poisons. But to be perfectly honest, I'm just not a fan, ladies and gentlemen. But then we get Golisopod GX. People have been asking me, hey Ross, what do you think the best GX coming in Burning Shadows is? And people have been asking me, hey Ross, what do you think a good pick to play at the World Championships would be? And my answer to both of those questions is Golisopod GX. Now, as always, check my video for more detail on this, but I'm going to make it very simple as to why this is so good. 1 grass energy, 120 damage as long as it became active this turn. If you have a Wimpon in the active and evolve to a Golisopod, that counts as becoming active this turn. And of course you can use either Forest of Giant Plants or Wally to evolve up immediately. And you can use Choice Band to do 150, and then of course you've got either Professor Kukui or the promo Lurantis to build this up even further. It is not inconceivable, ladies and gentlemen, to be getting an EX or a GX KO on your first turn of the game if you go second. If your opponent is sitting now with 180 HP Tauros or 190 HP Lapras, all you need is Golisopod with a Choice Band and either 1 Kukui, 1 promo Lapras, or 2 promo Lapras. You'll be hitting for 190 and getting the KO. And of course, the fact you're rocking for 1 energy means that you can use Max Potion and just replace the energy. As for the do I think it's too difficult to get Golisopod in the active for the first time every turn, honest answer, no, I really don't. Now, you can sit there and argue that we should be getting Gardevoir or Darkrai in these tins, and certainly, I'm assuming a lot of you are going to be arguing we should be getting Tapu Lele, but I like Marshadow. I love Golisopod. Necrozma's a pretty good tech. All of these Pokemon are going to be available in tints, which makes them easier to get hold of, which brings the price down and can only be a good thing. My last piece of advice in this video, though. If you want to play Golisopod at Worlds, go buy it. But otherwise, wait till this set comes out. If you can wait till October the 20th, do. If these cards, if any card ever come out as promos, all you need to do is wait until the promo is released and it will be much, much cheaper to buy. Just a nice little heads up for you. I'm not going to make videos of every new product that's being revealed. I'm not a Pokemon trading card game advertising service. Not yet anyway. Wink. Yeah, I'm looking for sponsors. Come at me, bro. However, I think you need to know about these, ladies and gentlemen. You know the aim of the channel, or at least I hope you do by now. If there is something you need to know about involving the Pokemon trading card game or Pokemon in general, this channel's going to bring it to you. Now, make sure you like this video. Make sure you comment if you have anything to say, or even just to say hello. Everyone just say hello in the comments. It'll be fun. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy. And please make sure you're following on Twitch, twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. There will be more streams. It will be fun. The most important thing, as always, look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.